Coming up on OU Nightly, President Harris sends a threatening message to the city of Norman. What he says could happen if there's not enough support for a new arena in Norman. And an Enid commissioner is removed from office after being accused of having ties to white nationalist groups. Plus, the best aviation program in the country is continuing to grow. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bailey Coyle.
And I'm Kaylee Carnine. We begin tonight with President Joseph Harris sparking controversy around the proposed Norman Entertainment District.
OU Nightly Sports' Ryan Smith has been following this developing story and is here in studio with more. Ryan, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, Bailey, President Harris making waves today, telling the OU Daily if Norman City Council does not approve this proposed $1 billion entertainment district, the center will have to find a new home to call, new city to call home.
What we're talking about today is a once in 2 or 3 generation moment.
Those were President Harris's words this past September after the first proposal for the entertainment district came together. Harris is hoping to keep the district in Norman, but not afraid to change plans if progress isn't made soon. The Norman Planning Commission will meet next Thursday to possibly discuss the plans, and in a statement sent to OU Nightly, Harris says this is a particularly important moment in time for the entertainment zone given our university's upcoming move to the SEC, because it will help drive millions of dollars in new revenue to Norman. We will bring you the latest after the commission meeting next week.
Thanks, Ryan. And with a 20-point margin, the city of Enid removes City Commissioner Judd Blevins, who had alleged ties to white nationalist groups. An Enid Social Justice Committee accused Blevins of having ties to the organization that planned the deadly 2017 rally in Charlottesville. These accusations prompting a recall election, leaving Cheryl Patterson, Ward 1's new commissioner. Blevins still says he is opposed to all forms of racial hate and discrimination, blaming anti-white hatred from the media.
Search and rescue efforts are underway in Taiwan after experiencing its strongest earthquake in 25 years. OU Nightly's John Hornick has the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
A 7.4 magnitude earthquake has hit Taiwan, killing at least 9 people. Over 900 people are injured and more than 100 buildings are damaged. USGS reports 29 aftershocks in the hours following the initial quake. The U.S. National Security Council says the Biden administration is monitoring the earthquake and is prepared to offer Taiwan assistance. President Joe Biden is, quote, outraged and heartbroken following the death of 7 humanitarian aid workers in Gaza. The Israeli airstrike killed workers of the World Central Kitchen, one being a dual U.S. citizen. According to the White House National Security Council, more than 200 aid workers have been killed in the war since the October 7 attacks. And the University of Texas at Austin is firing at least 60 employees following a DEI ban in the state, according to local media. Senate Bill 17 bans public colleges from maintaining DEI offices, according to CNN. The university's president says they are redirecting funds to teaching and research. He also says terminated staff members can apply for other positions at UT Austin. And a new poll from Marquette Law School found most Americans do not want the Supreme Court to grant Donald Trump immunity. Bailey, Kaylee.
Thanks, John. Now, this weather has been really great today. I know yesterday was a little bit cold, but today it definitely warmed up.
Yeah, a great turnaround. It's been gorgeous. Now let's get to Christine Gormley for a first look at that weather. Christine.
That's right. We've been cooler for the last couple of days after that front came in Monday, but today is warmer, like you guys said, so that's nice. But here's that system that is just moving across the east coast right now. It did produce some tornadoes along the east here, and we are getting some of that cooler air from that and some north wind. So this evening it's going to be in the 50s, 58 degrees by 8 p.m. So have a jacket if you're going out. Later on in the show, I'm going to talk to you guys about solar eclipse and temperatures warming up.
Christine, and OU's Max Westheimer Airport and the School of Aviation is soaring to new heights. OU Nightly's Hallie Moss has the latest on their multi-million-dollar makeover.
Today, the top aviation program in the country announced it's getting even better.
This airport is going to change in ways that we desperately need.
Big names in Oklahoma gathered in Norman today to celebrate the university's plans to improve OU's airport and aviation program.
Congressman Cole secured not $30 million. He secured $36.5 million. What this $36.5 million will do is add almost a third of a mile to our runway. We're also going to have 2 new hangars.
Aerospace is the second largest industry in Oklahoma, which is a big reason why Congressman Tom Cole did all he could to help bring money to this program.
Expanding this airport is both opening up Norman and the university to more traffic, but also becomes a critical learning center for us. With fewer than a dozen colleges that actually own an airport, we are a leader in aviation, both on the military and the civil side.
Soon, these planes you see here will be replaced by a shiny new fleet.
The new planes will be a glass cockpit. It's a little more advanced. I believe they also have like an autopilot system, which would be super cool. They're overall just an upgrade on the fleet we have.
As of now, applications at the aviation school are first come, first serve. But with the numbers doubling every year, things may change in the near future.
And we want to keep it as fair and as open as possible. But yes, we are looking at a different method than first come, first serve. You come back here 5 years from now, it won't look the same.
The new fleet arrives in 2 weeks, and Eric says students will be able to fly them shortly after their arrival. Reporting from Max Westheimer Airport, Hallie Moss, OU Nightly.
And for more information on the new fleets and upcoming changes, you can check out OU Aviation's website.
And with summer vacation time just around the corner, many folks are leaving their homes unattended for days or even weeks at a time. Moore Police Department saw this issue and came to the community with a solution. House Watch, a newly revamped program, is designed to help fellow vacationers feel a little bit more at peace when away. The Moore Police has set a vetted volunteers that will come to your house and check up on it for free. Volunteers have clearly marked vehicles and attire, so you know who's at your property when you aren't, and they have protocols in place for all types of scenarios.
Safety is a priority for you and your family. That's the whole purpose of it. You know, we really pride service before self, and so this is a great opportunity for us to do that.
If you're a Moore resident and need your house watched, you can go to the Moore Police Department's website and fill out a form. Back here on campus, students are gearing up for the solar eclipse.
Find out more about a campus-wide watch party where you can snag a pair of those solar glasses.
And speaking of solar glasses, we'll tell you more about solar eclipse safety.
Tips for the totality coming up next on OU Nightly.
My baby's back from the West Coast.
Here are those pictures that you asked for your school project? First day of school, cute as a button.
So long ago.
Oh, here's Grandma Florence after that flood wiped out the whole neighborhood.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Ah, those beans smell heavenly.
Give Mom a little credit.
You know what? We should make an emergency communication plan. That way we're ready this year.
Oh,
Great idea.
At my dorm, we have emergency kits for earthquakes and wildfires, but I'm sure there's something more local I can send you with the link.
Okay.
Smart.
I'm coming to share with you guys.
Protect your legacy. Plan for natural disasters today. Visit ready.gov/plan.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Well, the total solar eclipse of 2024 is less than 5 days away. OU Nightly's Emma McAndrews has more on where you can watch the eclipse right here on campus in today's Earth Report.
Here in Norman, you won't be able to see totality, but you can get a partial glimpse still. On campus, OU is hosting an event for students to watch the eclipse from the South Oval. It's called Sooner Eclipse on the Soval, and you can stop by 12:30 to 2:30 Monday afternoon. And you can grab a pair of eclipse glasses and a snack while supplies last. And if you're going out of Norman for the eclipse, here's what state agencies say to expect. They say up to 66,000 visitors will be in Oklahoma, so plan ahead for increased traffic on roadways. You may also experience less cellular service, so you might want to prepare different forms of communication. And if you're traveling during the day, they say fill up those gas tanks, check the weather, and arrive early, stay put, and leave late. Now, before you go out to look at the totality, the state recommends these safety tips. Drivers should not stop along roadways or shoulders. Make sure to turn on those headlights while driving and exit the roadway to look at the eclipse. And do not wear those eclipse glasses while driving. And as a reminder for everyone, the safest way to look at the eclipse is through safe solar viewing glasses or devices at all times. Regular sunglasses, no matter how dark, are not safe for viewing the eclipse. Bailey, Kaylee.
Thanks, Emma. I know I already have my glasses ready to go.
Yeah, I need to get some as we speak. I'm getting on that tonight.
Perfect. Well, after the break, a national sport is taking things to new heights.
When we return, we'll tell you more about these athletes and the sport of tumbling and trampoline.
And coming up, I'll have details for the weather on Monday during that solar eclipse and a warm-up and our next chance for storms this weekend and beginning next week. I'll have those details after this. Stick with us.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Let's start time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Well, thanks for watching OU Nightly, and we have that total solar eclipse on Monday. It's the first one since 2017, and here's what that path looks like. The totality will be in southeastern Oklahoma, going into central Texas in the Texas Triangle, and moving up northeast into southeast Missouri and up in the Ohio Valley. That is where you can find the totality of the solar eclipse. And here in Norman, we're about approximately 90% coverage. So here's what that looks like as far as time goes. Eclipse begins at about 12:27 p.m. It peaks at 1:47 p.m. and then Idabel is the best place to go for for totality here in Oklahoma, and that lasts for about 4 minutes and 18 seconds, and then it ends right after 3 o'clock, and then here's how it'll just move up across the United States, and those are their times. So we do have that Monday, but before then we have a warm-up, and we've got some storms to talk about for this weekend. So it's going to be spring-like for your Thursday and your Friday. We're going to be warming up with that ridge, building in of high pressure, building up those temperatures, and then we've got some storms to talk about for Saturday. There are some issues with the setup on Saturday. Moisture is a problem, could be an issue for Saturday, and there are some ingredients that aren't really there. So you'll just have to stay tuned, and we'll give you guys updates as well. Monday, though, the weather for Monday afternoon, it's going to be cloudy for much of where the eclipse is going to move through, especially here in Norman. We're looking at partly cloudy to even mostly cloudy for some, but they're going to be high, some thin clouds. So you're not going to be able to, maybe it's not going to be a total cloud cover day, but you will see some clouds, and then we're going to have rain Monday night, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you'll see that on the 7-day coming up. But here's what the location is of those storms on Saturday, so make sure that you guys are checking in with that. Right now, it's about 63 degrees. It's clear, it's dry as a bone outside. Temperatures are 60s and upper 60s across the area. Winds are booking it from the north-northeast, keeping us mild. Lows tonight are going to be in the 30s and 40s, and then tomorrow we're going to be in the upper 60s. And if the 7-day will come up, you can see that it's going to be pretty thunderstorms next week, and that eclipse is on Monday, and we're going to have some PM storms with that. So.
Looks like we're gonna have to take a girls' trip to Idabel then.
Yep, that's where I was thinking. I was thinking Idabel or even Arkansas, some of the closer areas, and then maybe even less cloud cover as you go northeast. So
it looks like we're just gonna have to road trip, guys.
Girls' trip.
Absolutely.
I'm ready for it.
Super fun.
Yes.
So.
Well, thanks, Christine.
Yes.
And the sky is not the limit for athletes who spend their time soaring to unimaginable heights. And it's a sport I, in fact, used to do. Today, I take you into the world of tumbling and trampoline.
TNT, tumbling and trampoline, the sport that defies gravity.
Getting to do something that really shouldn't be physically possible, but you're doing it, and it's really accomplishing to know that you can do that.
These athletes put hours upon hours into training every day and learning new skills each season.
And just being in this environment, and yeah, it means more to me than I can put into words.
For Ruben Padilla, the 2022 and 2023 double mini world champion, being a role model for younger athletes is more than just being asked for a photo.
My goal has always been to inspire others, and I feel like that's what I've been doing lately.
One part of being one of the top athletes in TNT and Idol for many is having the whole crowd cheer you on as you begin to compete.
I can hear the cheering and everything, but as soon as I step on the equipment, it's like everything just tunes out.
The moment an athlete sticks their passing competition is when it's all worth it and keeps them coming back for more. Especially for Caden Brown, 2023 World Tumbling silver medalist, who said next season could be his last.
There's just something about this sport that I can't get away from.
This season, the senior elite trampoline athletes are training and competing for a spot in the 2024 Olympic Games, while the tumbling athletes are preparing for the World Games next year. And on to OU baseball looked to break out of their slump last night against Wichita State.
OU Nightly's Ryan Smith has more on the struggling Sluggers next in sports.
And OU football is in full swing ahead of their spring game. Hear what Brent Venables had to say and more coming up next in sports.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hello, I'm Ryan Smith, and it's time for sports. A habit is defined as a settled tendency or usual manner of behavior. And as Brent Venables and company are in full swing for spring practice, these settled tendencies that Team 130 breaks down and builds back up during the spring can make or break the Sooners season.
Goals and things like that are great for setting direction, but your habits and your guts, your will being stronger than your skill, your will and your habits are what's going to determine whether or not you're successful. And I want our guys to really buy into that. And so you're either breaking bad habits or old habits or creating new habits.
After laying an egg against the Lamar Cardinals, OU baseball looked to get back on track against Wichita State last night. And boy, did they. Bryce Madron, he drove home 2 RBIs with a double to cap off an 11-2 win over the Shockers. Switching it over to the Circle, OU softball has a date with Bevo for the Red River rivalry against Texas. And with the top 2 teams in batting average squaring off, the play in the field will be more crucial than ever.
I mean, I think they're ready to go into Austin and see how this goes. I mean, they really, everybody top to bottom. I think if we could keep the ball in the park, we can do some really good things. We have such good outfielders with great arms.
After a top 5 win against TCU last week, the OU men's tennis took on 8th-ranked Texas A&M for a top 10 showdown. The Sooners notched the doubles point before splitting the first 4 singles matches, but Luis Alvarez and Justin Schlageter slammed it home for the Sooners, winning it 5-2. The Oklahoma City Thunder flew to Philadelphia for a showdown against the 76ers, and it was all but brotherly love for the Thunder as a 22-point outburst from Chet Holmgren wasn't enough. OKC falls to 3rd in the West, 109-105. Bailey, Kaylee, back to you.
Thanks, Ryan. An original 135-year-old Sherlock Holmes manuscript is going up for auction.
And it's no mystery that there will be a huge price tag on this one. Find out how much it's expected to sell for coming up next.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo? Donating to a pet's medical care can keep families together. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Punch down and chocolate dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
I'm Abigail Franklin with the latest election results here in Norman. According to the Oklahoma State Election Board, Matt Peacock wins the seat on the Norman City Council against Russell Rice in the Ward 2 runoff election. With 51% of the vote, Peacock narrowly wins by 62 votes. And for the Norman Public Schools Board of Education, Don Brockman takes a seat for office number 4 with 54% of the vote. Election results will be certified on Friday at 5 p.m. Bailey, Kaylee.
Thanks for that update, Abigail. And Sherlock Holmes fans, you'll want to listen to this one. There's an original manuscript of Arthur Conan Doyle's second Sherlock Holmes book, The Sign of Four, going up for auction.
It's expected that the manuscript, along with letters recounting a dinner where Doyle agreed to write the book, will go for $1.2 million. The auction will be held as a live sale in New York on June 26th.
Man, and Oklahoma weather is kind of a mystery to me.
It really is. Let's see if Christine Gormley can solve that mystery for us.
Absolutely, I can solve that mystery for you guys, especially here in the next couple of days. We're warming up, and I love the Oklahoma weather. I love how it changes. Just as a meteorologist, gotta love how Oklahoma just changes the weather, and you're always on your toes. So I love that. So temperatures going to be pretty warm in the next couple of days. 77 degrees on Friday. It's going to be very spring-like Friday, Saturday, and we got PM showers on Saturday, so 76 degrees, and then Sunday, not so much of that. And then for the eclipse, we've got some showers in the evening, and that might put a damper on some of the viewing, but you should be able to see most of the eclipse. Those clouds could be kind of in the way, but it should be good.
Thanks, Christine, for solving that mystery of the weather. And thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bailey Coyle.
And I'm Kaylee Carnine. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Less than an hour into the flight, the Alana 19 CubeSats are released.